Upstage, snares, tenors, basses, and cymbals. Oh my. It's all kinds of drums. No more introduction is required. AKD.
Oh my. I guarantee that they're hotter than you are right now. What a wonderful season it's been. The band has been hot in two different ways. It seems like we spent about the first 2/3 of the season just wondering if the temperature was going to get below 80 degrees, but they've also put on some very fiery performances, and it's been just a lot of fun. It's hard to believe we're already near the end of it. Of course, somebody said a couple of years ago, and I don't even remember exactly who it was, but I saw a parent at some point and they said, you know, one of the coolest things about band is it helps bring our whole community together. And one of the ways that it does that, not only through music, is the way that everybody has to invest something into it to make it as good as it is. We spend our time in rehearsal, these students spend their time practicing and memorizing and getting good at their craft. But there's also a lot of other stuff that all of you know goes on behind the scenes and in the evenings and everywhere else to make it happen. So we'd like to thank some of our leadership and some of the people who have helped make this such a successful year. Standing up when I call your name, when I call your particular duty that you have served on behalf of the band, we'd like to thank all of the following people, and just wait until they're all standing. You'll be amazed at the number of people involved. If you are a section leader, a squad leader, a color guard captain, if you're a drum major by the name of Brian Foresi, if you served on the stretch team for camp, if you ran the touchdown flag, if you've been a plume lady, if you were one of our librarians, load crew, one of the band aides, sometimes called band slaves during first, second, third, or fourth period, or you are a member of our band council, these people all took on additional responsibilities, and we'd like to thank them for everything that they've done this year. But of course, it's not just the people up here in uniform, so if the following people would also stand. Our Gleim officers, Beth Bentley, Dave Prater, Kathy Coors, Marla Becker, and Jeannie Gochin, who put in lots of time for our GLIMD program. Our chairpersons, Donna Staten running our uniforms. Laura Rogers, who has put together hundreds of dozens of cookies this year for our away guests and Christy Nye, whom you've probably all received at least one phone call or an email from asking for your help in volunteering. And Jim Slates, who has been in charge of the very big task of making sure that our concession stands are stocked with food and drink every night. If at any time you have served as a booth captain, oh, come on now. There are a lot of booth captains. Stand up. Booth captains, if you have served as a volunteer in the concession stands, here they all stand up. Here comes a lot of people. If you have been a uniform mom or dad, a chaperone, baked some of those hundreds of dozens of cookies, or helped out in any way with Tag Day, we thank you. Thank you for making this community function. We'd like to thank Mr. Dodd, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Barrett. I don't know if any of them are here this evening. We'd like to thank Mr. Banks, is here. There's Mr. Barrett over there, our new superintendent. Thanks to him. For members of our school board, I know there are several school board members here tonight. And all of our administration. And we say this in one way or the other to kids every year as they get ready to graduate. You don't know what you have, especially if you've lived in Gahanna your entire life, because this kind of support is not the rule across the state and across the nation. And we are very grateful for the moral support and the physical support and the financial support that all of those administrators, school board members provide for us. So thank you to all of them. If at any point after you graduate you move to another community, make this happen in your own community, because it's one of the things that just makes Gahanna great. We'd like to thank members of the band staff and sectional coaches who come in extra in the summer and during their planning periods to help us prepare our music, Mrs. Shellhammer and Miss Ballard. I am constantly full of joy by the great variety of visual entertainment provided by our color guard, directed by color guard advisor Bernadette Burge. And the creative team of directors that I get to work with, Mr. Bradshaw and Mr. Miller, as we start as early as the spring, starting to kick around ideas, talk about things that we can do musically, visually, what will be educational for the students, coming up with new ideas and trying to make it new, fresh, educational, and entertaining. Great friends to work with and a great bunch of directors, Mr. Bradshaw and Mr. Miller. And on behalf of those two and Mrs. Burge, I'd like to say thank you to our spouses. We will see you very soon. It's been a few months. We'll be home in November. Thank you for your patience and your support. How about our wonderful voice of the Golden Lions, Mr. Jim Singer? With a little bit of luck, we're also going to get him a new truck for next year, something that's a little past the 1980s. So to every one of you, thank you on behalf of the directors, the staff, the students, for being so supportive and encouraging throughout the year. We know it's a lot of hours, we know it's a lot of work, but we also know at the end of it, we're really glad that we put that time in, and it's very much worth it, especially when we get to go perform at Logan, or go get to perform at a concert like this. So thank you for bringing that community together. And now we have 3 special awards that we present at every Pops concert. These awards are given to seniors. They are chosen by the band members. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors vote on this, and it is by their vote that we choose them. The first one that we're going to present is the Senior Spirit Award. This is not necessarily the loudest voice, but is the voice of positive encouragement, encouraging to the band, encouraging to everything that the band is a part of, that person who provides a little bit of spark to us at all times. And this particular award was overwhelming in its choice. This year's Senior Spirit Award goes to Boston Brunton. next award is the Senior Leadership Award. The Senior Leadership Award goes to a person who's shown special leadership, the ability to see what needs to be done, try to help people make it done without being bossy, but being encouraging and making sure that the group is moving in the right direction. And this year's Senior Leadership Award winner is Melanie Linker. The final senior award, and I wish there were more than 3 to give. We have a senior class of 60 amazing individuals. And it's going to be quite a loss next year. We're going to ask the freshmen to come in as sophomores and help fill some of those shoes. And the juniors are going to step up and so on. But it's quite an amazing senior class, and I'm really excited to see what they're also going to be doing with the concert season. We're very much looking forward to that. But the final award is the Senior Drive Award, and in some ways this award combines bits of the other two. We talk about drive a lot through the summer and through the fall. Drive being putting forth 100% effort at all times, and that's a matter of spirit in and of itself, and it's also leadership, because by that drive they inspire other people. And you would know this person through their marching, when you see it, through their playing, and through the way that they call out commands on the field. The Senior Drive Award this year goes to Joe Mertz. And now, at the risk of skipping anybody who in some way did something that I didn't recognize, we are going to move on and on with the show.
We were pleased to return to the Logan Fall Festival of Bands earlier this month and presented our festival show featuring musical selections from the Broadway sensation, Les Mis. The show opens with a medley of 2 songs from the first act, Work Song and At the End of the Day. The music of Les Mis has been a crowd favorite for over 25 years. We continue the show with the heart-wrenching ballad sung by Anne Hathaway in the film, and follow it by the exciting sounds of the failed robbery attempt, featuring mellophone soloist Kaylin Salutano and trumpet soloist Emma Coors. Here is I Dreamed a Dream and Attack on Rue